This is Lucian Black with Into the Chasm. We have some talented young men on this motherfucker. This is Jackson and Quinn, and you guys are Kill Your Abuser.
Yep.
The band, they are a local deathcore band, and they're shredding some shit. And I checked them out last night, and it was brutal. Like one of those things where your chin gotta be pronounced and be like,
oh yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as far as you guys, how long have you guys been a band?
We've been working together for probably about a year.
Was that pre-band and you just kind of fucked around with ideas?
He's had Kill Your Abuser for quite a while now.
So this was like an idea you already had, like a concept?
It's had many
Phases?
Phases. Like
Yeah.
first it was just, I was just calling it my name.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I started putting out some like heavier shit and I started calling it Kill Your Abuser.
Yeah.
And I eventually got to a point, it's released a lot of fucking music, went through a lot of different mixing artists, went through like a lot of different phases. The song that just came out, Love Is the Law, wrote it like 2 or 3 years ago. Just fucking came out.
Yeah.
Because like just for me to get to the point I wanted to be, I took forever.
Yeah, you want it to sound a certain way. You want it to deliver
Yeah.
a certain kind of
Like
consistency.
I've got straight up like went through 3 different mixing artists on that one song just to get the sound I wanted.
That's how it should be, man. Cool.
And then like we started from some of the older stuff that I had. I was like, I want to play this live eventually. So I was looking for like people who could like help me out and play it live with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's not fucking anybody around here that like I could think of that I know could commit, that I know could actually play the fucking music.
Yeah.
And my friend Maria, she was like,
yeah, my girlfriend and her ran into each other at a party, and they were talking to each other, and
no shit.
she was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Jackson has a band."
The
he's looking
stars
for some
lined up a
people."
little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, we went to the same school. I knew who he was for
Yeah.
like
my
15
whole
years.
life, yeah.
We knew who each other were, but we never.
Did you
talked
know
to each
that
other.
you had like similar genres as far as like stuff you listened to, or
I
did it
didn't.
just happen the way it's supposed to?
It was like, yeah, it was all of a sudden, and
Yeah.
well, he had a 7-string, and I was like, nobody got a 7-string.
Nobody fucks with a 7-string.
So I was
Yeah.
like, let's see if y'all can learn the songs. So, and like, they learned the fucking songs, and I was like, I don't think we get that far.
Yeah, so you're already like, okay, I'm not. What do I do now? This
Yeah.
is you've surpassed this expectation. So next step, right?
Yeah. So now we're just like, basically trying to get amped up for tour. I'm still writing shit,
Yeah.
and like, as soon as we've got some more shit released, it's time to get out and go.
Yeah.
Like,
Jump the fuck out and
Just fucking
deliver.
hop on. I'm trying to hop on, open for fucking deathcore bands that are bigger than us, or fucking get some homies that are at the same level as us, and just
Yeah.
fucking go do a little Midwest tour or something.
Fuck yeah. So like tours and stuff. How many different have you guys done? A bunch of local shows? Or are you like slowly rolling it out?
Did one.
We did one. We
Okay.
played at Lost Cross in Carbondale.
Cross. Yeah. Nice. Damn man, I still ain't been there, and I'm 35. I've heard I'm missing out.
It was a fun time. I mean, we stayed up for about 2-3 nights in a row learning the songs.
Yeah, just getting it down pat. Yeah.
And it was we had to be there. We had about 20 minutes left before we were leaving the house, packing up, and we were like kept messing up this one part in the song, and he was like, "Okay, if you can't
That's
get
where
it,
we need to.
if you can't get it, we won't play that one." We were like, "No, we're fucking playing that one."
Yeah.
Man. We had
Fuck yeah.
we played it 3 more times, over and over and over. In the last take, we got it perfect, so we were like, "Fuck yeah, we're doing it."
Yeah, it's doable.
Yep.
Have you guys talked to anybody at Hangar? Because I know I've been to a couple shows there where they play a little, because they'll have a specific niche throughout the week of like blues bands.
Yeah.
And then I've seen a couple rap artists go in there, but there's every once in a while they have somebody a little bit heavier. Have you guys talked to anybody at Hangar? See if you guys can jump up in there.
I don't want to say anything yet.
Okay.
It's
Possible.
it's a big possibility. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. They would be
That'd be a good place. How
Yeah.
big's your band? Like how many people you got in it?
right. I mean, right now we're running bass on a backing track. So we got like what I would do live, like I just scream, he does guitar, and then Isaiah will do drums.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Right now we got 3 motherfuckers.
Okay. So you're looking for the bass, slapping the bass.
Yeah, at some point, like that is something we'd look into. Right now we're just filling it with backing track. But
Yeah.
we
Because you
also
can do
have,
it if you got the wave files or whatever you
Yeah.
need to just throw it through. You
And
know.
we
We
have
can all
orchestrals
play.
too, like-
yeah, we got.
And if you got
instruments.
enough sound, you know what I mean. It's just like you can make up for that bass.
Yeah.
No treble.
And Isaiah plays double bass like a motherfucker. So
Oh, double bass. That shit's sexy, bro.
you're
Like,
filling
that
in
shit's
the
fucking.
deep end. So
Oh, dude, double bass. Like that.
Oh, it hurts.
Fuck yeah. So, Jackson. So, you are basically the bleeding heartbeat of what has really started this, right? So, have you always been into, like, deathcore? What's, like, the origins of what got you into writing? And, like, was your first main band raw? Or were you like, I don't know, I kind of like Spice Girls, and then just randomly became something else?
Dude, I get asked that question a lot, and I don't really know how to answer it because it's like
It's an evolutionary
Yeah.
of your creativity, so sometimes
Yeah.
you may not just know where the fuck it came from.
I know like the first time I heard metal, I know that exact moment. Like that was
Define metal.
I had the first time I heard Battery by Metallica.
Mm.
Like that was I was like 6.
Yeah.
And I was just pissed. Like I just did
Wait a
not
minute.
like. My dad was taking me to
You
the
listen
gym.
and you're like, fuck this song.
Like my dad would go to the gym.
Yeah.
And like he'd bring me with him, and I just like go sit in this fucking room where there's this like kids room or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to fucking do this shit.
Oh, I
and,
get
like,
that.
He had turned on like some fucking song. And it was just like I heard like classical guitars or whatever, and I was like, all right, like what the fuck ever. And then like all these heavy ass guitarists came in, and I was just like, I remember like I shed a few tears.
Yeah,
and,
it's
like,
emotional, like
it-
music. Yeah.
It woke something up, and
You got activated, bro.
ever since then, like I didn't exclusively listen to metal. Like
Yeah.
I did when I was a kid, like when I was way younger. Like
Yeah.
just Metallica. And then once I got older, I actually like the first time I started really recording music, it was just whatever.
Yeah.
Like I was just
Fucking
like, how do
around.
I record? How do I do this? How do
Yeah.
I'm figuring out whatever. I played
Rough
like,
drafts and shit.
did like band in high school, played like
Mhm.
a bunch of different instruments, did jazz band, played mostly like my band in high school, we were just like a psychedelic rock band. We
Okay,
just-
Pink Floyd.
Like Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd,
like I
basically.
love Weezer. Like,
Oh, Weezer's dope,
bro,
man.
like we would just play
Weezer's
like
dope.
Pearl Jam, like grunge, psych rock, shit like that. Just the dudes that wear the big T-shirts. You know what I mean?
Is there a little Nirvana in there?
Nirvana, exactly. We'd
Thank
always
you.
play Team
Thank
Spirit,
you.
Foo
That's what
Fighters.
me and Isaiah
Curtis!
were, man.
Curtis Cobain!
And so they were
I
doing
don't know if that's
similar
his full
shit.
name. It's probably
like,
not, but...
and I guess what happened is I've always just been like big on making weird noises, just being stupid,
Yeah.
and just like I've always done that shit, and like
So that
Just-
might have, like, activated something, because you
So-
know you can hit that place.
I get 20 videos of just noises a day.
it started like I was dude. There was a time when I was trying to rap, like there's a time, and like I'm not a rapper.
Yeah.
There was a time when I was trying to do like indie stuff. I tried to do some country, and finally I was like, you know what, like I think I could do deathcore pretty fucking well. And
Uh-huh.
I started like I learned like 7-string, I learned like gent,
Okay.
and I started like really studying different bands and studying like the drums and how everything
Yeah.
does, and like
You look at the whole orchestra of what that is. Yeah.
as thinking of it as sheet music, thinking of it as like
A fucking unit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I learned how to do vocals, and like that's something I think you should always be learning. Like vocals, you never stop learning.
Yeah.
And finally, like literally like a few months ago, I feel like got to a point where I was like, all right, like yeah, I think I can do deathcore, at least
Yeah.
good enough to like get in the door.
Bro, there's a skill that has to do with hitting certain levels. So the band I used to be in when I was like 18, 19 years old, Giddy Up Gangsta, we had a high screamer and a low screamer. We had like a tough
You had
guy
two
fucking.
vocalists?
We did. We had two vocalists. We had Kyle Harbison and Frankie. Kyle Harbison, they were both around the Harrisburg, El Dorado area. And
family
Kyle was the tough guy. Yo, yo, yo. You
Hardcore.
will not.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? I can't even remember the lyrics. That was a fucking hot minute ago. You know, you will not breathe again. Anyway, so Kyle was like the tough guy, fucking shit, and then Frankie, he was in a band called Columbia Necktie, which was huge back in the day when we had a bunch of local venues. There was a bunch of local churches that would just open the doors and be like, hey, it's like a fucking Tuesday, have some local people come in and play and stuff. And these two, they would hit different notes, or well, different like guttural levels, like the lows and the highs. But it was like a whole different experience because you had a bassist, you had a drummer, you had a guitar a player, and then you had a high screamer and a low screamer, and it was just like, it was a thing, dude, because it was just like
Yeah.
you had so much momentum on the stage because you'd have people just phasing in and out of different sections because Kyle would be in there and be like, tough guy.
Yeah.
And then at the the climax of his lows, Frankie would come in and be like, yeah, and you're just like, ah, like, you know what I mean?
No, I do. Like,
And you're doing fucking all of those, right? I think you're doing.
I mean, the harmonies of that energy. I mean, yeah,
Dude,
like
that's practice. You know what I mean? Because I watched your real estate / core reel, right? Where I watched like the sections of you going through where you were talking about like your band and stuff, and I watched the phases of you going from different levels and layers where you're like your jaw changes, and it goes from yeah to like lower to like your throat is involved now, and there's a lot of skill in that. I had a guy named Jeremy on a couple weeks ago. He's in a band called Cause of Ruin. If you're looking to jump on fucking concerts and just link up with either Seeker Giroux or Jeremy, because they're in Cause of Ruin, and these guys are fucking they're cool. They're humble fucking people. They're in their 30s and they know the ins and outs of music, and these guys are masters at what they're doing. But if you're trying to jump on like a concert or something, these guys are the right guys to talk to.
Cause of Ruin?
Dude, Cause of fucking
podcast.
Ruin.
Okay, I'll check
They were
them
one
out.
of the last one. Actually, I think Jeremy was the last podcast other than Lachelle, who I had on earlier. But yeah, I'm just rambling here just because metal and fucking just heavy shit. Like the fact that you have studied this means you're perfecting a craft.
It's a craft, yeah.
It is a craft.
It as an art. I see it as a craft.
Yeah.
Because I feel like an art is like, let's get this shit perfect. Like, let's paint a canvas and send it
Yeah,
out. A craft is some
exactly.
shit you do every single day.
Yeah, it's more than a canvas. You're trying to master that
exactly.
shit.
It's not. It's about I love the toil.
Yeah.
I love the work. I don't want to be. There's no end goal. Like, it's just like. I mean, like
it ain't cloud chasing. This is me chasing.
There's some goals. Like, I want to tour.
Yeah, of course.
I want to fucking be able to like make more money doing it, just because like I'm a human. I need to survive. But there's no like, oh, there's a statement I want to make. There are little statements I want to make here and there, but I don't. I'll get to that point when it comes to it.
Well, you're always gonna have some kinds of like standards with what you're trying to reach. There ain't nothing wrong with being like, okay, goals. That's what makes you progress as an artist and as a band as a full. Is like being like, all right, we've done this. We need to get here, and just check them off the box, and then just keep raising the bar, right?
Yeah.
And that's great. Fuck yeah. So you guys have had. We'll get into the other thing I want to talk about because I'm losing my shit trying to not talk about it. No, we should talk about it. Cum metal. Well, I need an explanation about this shit.
You're the one who told me about that being the new term for baddiecore.
Yeah.
Because it was baddiecore.
Hold on. So let's give some emphasis. You guys say it. Here, just get really close to the mic and you just explain.
It's cum metal.
Cum metal. It's that real sexy
Splooge
shit.
metal.
It's that sexy shit. It goes heavy. It goes hard. It hangs low.
All over your face metal.
Exactly. It just gets you feeling that way.
Okay, now I need an explanation.
Yeah.
I mean,
Think sex music. Make it as heavy as possible.
So is there like is this like a modern invention of a genre? Like I was showing you guys earlier, like porn step.
It's last year or two. I think it's taken off.
Cum metal.
Cum metal.
I gotta find out who started this and just be like, what's going on?
It's
I respect it.
It's weird because what Killer Abuser did, at least I'm not saying this is what we're gonna keep doing.
Yeah.
But what we did with Love Is the Law and might do again is like there's been cum metal bands like Sleep Token and Bad Omens where it's just like, I mean, the way that Noah says fuck on The Death of Peace of Mind, like that's cum metal. And like like a Sleep Token, like it's about he sacrifices himself to like a goddess and hopes of that she'll eat him, and he enjoys every second of it and expects nothing in return. Like, you know what I mean?
Consume my sex.
But it's like they all use cleans and incorporate pop and incorporate, whereas like Killer Abuser, like Love Is the Law, it's those same types of lyrics.
Yeah.
Sacrificing yourself for love, but there's not a single clean. It's all just fucking
guttural,
just brutal,
just fucking
and
rip the walls out.
I feel like it expresses like a more primal sense of that like sexual energy.
Straight caveman. Fucking.
Man, that's a place it's hard to be in today because that's like activating your inner animal, and it's like you're not.
Exactly.
We're in a weird paradigm of society where we're not allowed to expose that raw primal shit.
Just the fucking beast inside.
Dude, I'm saying. So like lyrics and stuff. You've been writing for a hot fucking minute. Do you have like I hate to typecast, but do you have like a certain level of like what you write about predominantly? Is it like romantic, or is it like pain involved, or is it like a big like circle of just like the versatility of just life experience?
Honestly, my lyrics, I'm trying to slowly work through my trauma, like with my lyrics. And sometimes
that's productive, man.
Like it comes out in other ways, and sometimes it's not related to that at all. But I'd say the overarching theme, over time is, I want to say shit that I can't say with words. Like I can't tell you this, but I can scream this.
The stuff that even a therapist may not understand.
Right.
Shouldn't hear.
Exactly.
Probably shouldn't hear. Yeah.
Like it's just about the deepest, darkest parts of me, and kind of sharing them with the world and not feeling so lonely about those parts. Getting people to feel that primal rage, and it's like happiness, rage, despair, and being horny. Like that's an emotion that people feel.
That's some shit, bro. There's a line between there.
Yep. And it's deep.
Happy, horny, and fucking heavy. Like all that is in there.
And it's much closer together than people realize too.
Yeah,
those
man.
Different emotions.
Yeah, fucking 1000%. So, I guess this would be an individual question for both of you individually, as far as like musical influences. Like Quinn, what got you? Was it always like heavy shit for you, or what was yours?
No, he got me more into deathcore. I never was in the scene before I met him. My dad taught me guitar, and I grew up on Guns N' Roses and Metallica and all that shit.
Okay.
So,
So the first time you heard like guttural fucking heavy shit, were you like immediately like yes, or were you like no, and then slowly and you're like it built on you?
First, Slipknot is everybody's gateway.
Pulse of the Maggot, bro.
Yeah, man.
Slipknot.
Got me
Corey
into some
Taylor,
Slipknot
man. You
first.
listen to them, you're just like,
yeah, the good old shit like that, and like that new metal.
Yeah.
I was like,
Corn.
Yeah, Corn, Slipknot, all that shit kind of led me into it. I think that's how it is for.
Have you heard of completely off topic but semi-relevant? There's a band out of New York, I think, called Holy Water. Have you heard of these guys?
No.
They've only popped off on TikTok the past couple months, but have you ever heard of a band called Senses Fail?
No, you're really putting me on tonight.
I am old. I'm just old, bro. Like I'm 35. So Senses Fail, they were like you can't quite call them new metal, but they're like new emo metal because it's all it's emotional, it's deep. This like the singer Buddy, a lot of his songs talk about sexuality and parental like influence and like standards of what he's supposed to feel like he's supposed to go through, and he struggles with it. And there's like some heaviness to it. Not every song is heavy. But so this band Holy Water, they're like a new age version of this, and they're getting, I think they got like 100 something K followers on TikTok. So they're blowing up right now.
Let's go.
Check them out. It's HOLYWATR.
Gotcha.
And these guys, like, they're not metal, but they're like, they call themselves like a new emo, like a new metal or new age emo.
You need to plug me on all these, like, after.
Yeah, honestly, write them down.
Oh, dude, I've been so fucking obsessed with music for such a long time. I'm like the mole studying all of music, just sitting behind the doors because I'm like, I love it all.
I love that for you.
Dude, yeah. I'll even aside from stuff today, I will jump back and go into the 1930s music. You know what I mean?
Oh, I feel that.
Straight up, because I'm like,
I love country too, bro.
Oh, dude. I like old school country. I'm slowly getting into new school country.
Like outlaw country, like fucking. That is some of the sad. Like you were talking about, it's some of the saddest shit you will ever hear.
Yeah.
Like
my buddy John the Blonde. Like I was bartending at Alexa, turn on all of my lights. Son of a bitch.
Technical issues.
Yeah, AI just taking over, bro. Skynet in my apartment right now. But I was only like I was only like a month into working at this place, and it's a mostly country, a conservative bar, so they play a kind of specific niche of music. And I'm a punk rock, metal, rock, alternative, grunge kind of dude. And I was like listening to all this country, and I'm like, I hate all of this. But then it like grew on me, because I'd hear certain songs that would like hit me, and I'm like, why am I liking this when I've always been like so anti-country? And my buddy John said the most simple shit, and he's like, well, you never related to it until you heard the right lyric. And I'm like,
Damn.
Fuck yeah, man.
Damn.
Yeah, that's deep.
Damn.
Yeah.
One artist changed my whole philosophy on a genre.
Who was that?
Stapleton. Chris Stapleton.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went through a breakup in
Tell me
December and it
about that.
fucked me up.
Mm-hmm.
Like so much that I had to like learn acoustic because I was just like,
Oh.
my soul is
Are
crying.
you good, bro?
No, I'm good. I'm okay.
Because you go through a breakup and you gotta learn acoustic.
Oh, bro. Like this was like
You
the
listen to
one,
Chris
bro.
Stapleton?
Oh, dude, I had to learn Cold. You know Cold? Girl, the way you broke my heart, shattered like a rock through a window.
No, I'll have to listen to it.
Oh man, don't.
Okay.
You're gonna cry. Like, but it was healing because I was just like my soul was crying, and I was just like I heard this song when I was bartending for a bunch of people, and this song came on. I'm like surrounded by like 30 people making drinks, and I'm like,
Fuck, I gotta sit down.
bro, I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Drinks, beers, here you go, Jack and Coke. I'm okay. But yeah, I had to learn acoustic because I was like, this country artist that I never would have given a time of day to, like,
Right.
hit my soul. And he opened my genres, and that's opened my chakras.
Yeah.
You know? It's interesting how, like, a single artist can, like, change your whole perspective on music and genre.
We both feel that.
You're wearing
Oh,
System of a Down right now. I got a buddy in a local band called 90s Kids.
I saw that. I saw you streaming with
Dude,
it.
they're dope. They'd be a really cool band to jump on the stage with. Completely different genres, but these, the bassist Dustin, I was in Giddy Up Gangster, that death metal band with. He was a guitar player on there. But it's interesting how you can be influenced by music, right? Because I'm old. I'm an old son of a bitch. So I was like boy bands, Spice Girls, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, 90s. What's up?
Yep, I like it.
And then it was like 7th grade, and I would sit with Dustin, the guitarist of 90s Kids, and we just sit in a van, and they play like Mudvayne, Slipknot, System of a Down. And when I first started listening, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I was just like, I hate this. And after a couple weeks, I was like, knew every goddamn lyric.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's kind of cool about, you don't really understand like the butterfly effect of how your lyrics and the full orchestra of what you're putting together can actually affect people.
Songs are fucking great like that because you hear it once and it hits you in some kind of way, and then you listen to it 20 more times, and then on the 21st time it hits you in a different kind of way because you heard another
100%.
lyric you didn't quite get before, and then you hear the guitar solo a little differently, and it just always fucking hits you different, man.
Yeah, 1000%, dude.
Like sad songs can become happy songs in 10 years when you listen to them the right kind of way, man.
You have the right reference, man. That's deep as shit. And that's what music's all about. Regardless of genre, it's about projecting a feeling or like, you know, and people can make whatever they want out of it. 1000%. So beyond cum metal, you guys have like, okay, so you were talking Slipknot. Do you have any genres or like artistry? Like, there's something in there. I want to figure out if I can carve my own piece of that out, or is this like not being tongue in cheeky because everyone's kind of weird about being like, I don't want to like say I'm pulling from somebody, but do you have somewhere you're like, I can chuck something out of this. This is influencing me. Like me, it would be like 9 Inch Nails, Deftones, right, and maybe a little Tech Nine. It's in Linkin Park. It's up.
Cum.
Cum.
9 Inch Nails and Deftones are cum.
You said what?
They put the cum.
Oh, okay, I did hear that. Okay, just make
no,
it.
There's inspiration. Like 9 Inch Nails and Deftones, like that's baby
Bro,
music. That's what
dude,
people in
yeah.
the 90s saw it as.
Those guys are some healthy or unhealthy place between like violence and just like splooging, right there. Cherry Waves,
they
fucking
found
Deftones.
They found the line between those two.
Yeah,
for sure. And,
100.
And it's good. Like everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Like it's good fucking music.
Dude, I rarely meet someone that's just like, oh, 9 Inch Nails, hate them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I know you fucking do them. Like,
Like, you can't hear like a 9 Inch Nails song and not be like, yeah, that goes hard.
Yeah.
It does. It's such a, it's like in between genres too, because it's like kind of metallic, very industrial,
very industrial.
got some rap influence.
There's some grunge in there because
some
there's
grunge, exactly.
There's songs he's not even industrial, and he'll literally go grunge, and then one song he'll go pop, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
And then March the Pigs.
Oh god. Oh god. So where can so as far as so how many different songs you guys have recorded right now that people can like check out?
I don't know if you took any down. Yeah, you took.
Honestly,
down.
like if there's one song, just listen to "Love Is the Law."
Okay,
The new
now
version.
you don't have the new version up.
I do.
Yeah. You do.
Up on all platforms.
So what's the one you want to hear? Want
I
people
want
to hear?
people to hear the new version, "Love Is the Law."
Love is the law.
"Love Is the Law." It's gonna be dropped. The visualizer is gonna drop on Slam Worldwide.
Okay.
On YouTube this week, next week, but on all streaming platforms, it's up on YouTube technically, but
So it's already on YouTube right now, but the visual is going to be coming out.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's on like YouTube Music and it's on Spotify, Apple Music, everything. It's
Okay, so the new version is also on Spotify.
It's went off. We got Carcosa and Left to Suffer vocalists in it as well.
Okay, so you got some collaborations in there.
Yeah, which those
Fucking
guys
A,
are
okay.
fucking. Actually, Taylor from Left to Suffer.
Are they local?
They're from Atlanta.
Okay.
He's
ATL.
he's in a fucking band with Shavo from System of a Down at this point. Like
What?
They're
Taylor,
not fucking around.
he's in a Taylor is honestly he has grown more than I'd say the only other vocalist that's in deathcore that's grown like he has in recent years is Will Ramos.
Yeah.
Because like Will, like he did to the Hellfire, blew up beyond anyone's perception of what deathcore could do. Like Born Ashore hit 1 million fucking listeners on Spotify.
That's crazy.
Never happened before.
Unfathomable.
And Taylor and there's fucking Project Vengeance with all the fucking the big
Everybody
five deathcore vocalists. It's got all the deathcore vocalists in it. And
So it's a power band.
it's like a
super group.
Super group. That's a better way. Yeah.
And Taylor is just like he's got such a shout out to Taylor. He's got a unique ass fucking sound. Like he's one of those vocalists. Like the first time I heard him, I was like, I thought I had figured his vocals out. And then it was like, no, that's not actually what he's doing.
Then he did something else, or like hit you in a different way where you're like, oh, I was not ready for this.
Yeah, you realize like
lyrically or like expressive
his lyrics
voices.
are fire, but his fucking just his technique
Yeah.
is insane. Like Taylor's got this.
Notice how he just sat forward. He's about to start.
He's like, man, we going in
It's
right
just
now.
not
We got
serious.
this is some real
I
shit.
love Taylor.
No, I'm cool
Taylor.
for it. I'm here for it. Let's
he's
talk
got-
about it.
He's got
No,
this
sit
fucking-
forward, bro. We're good.
He got this. He's got this meaty ass fucking sound.
Yeah.
But he sits it in such a higher place than I think most. He definitely falls chord dominant.
Yeah.
The first time I heard him, I was like, this is all Fry because it sits so high, but it's definitely false chord dominant, which he said.
Yeah.
So I know that's true. But like his highs are fucking incredible, and he's got this fucking. He does whistle screams, like he does it all, and he's got so much emotion. He uses his true voice. And one thing I can't fucking figure out, you know Chelsea Grin?
That's a band, right?
Yeah, they're like a old fucking deathcore band. They're still doing it.
I know the name, but I if I know him, I don't know him
They
anymore.
had, Lorna Shore?
No.
So Tom Barber, he was the first vocalist of Lorna Shore. He moved to Chelsea Grin after Alex Kohler left. He's in Darko now. He's also still in Chelsea Grin. He and Taylor, Taylor says they're brothers, but
No, they're not.
I've heard from other people that they're not.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, but if
They might just be
are,
like soul bros, you know what I mean?
their vocals are they do different things but in the same way so much that I would believe it, because it's like
Synchronized. Yeah,
they both sound like Tom sounds like a little bit more on the Fry side, but still very much like hybrid, and I get the same thing from Taylor on the false chord side, and they both just have this incredible control, and I'm completely fangirling over them both, but
Yeah, and this is his in-depth. He's all about it.
Yeah.
I don't be listening to deathcore like that. I play it. I play the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But I didn't start really listening to them until I listened to Left to Suffer. He showed me Left to Suffer, and I was like, okay, I can get behind that. That's the shit right there. And that got me more into it for sure. And I was like, I was just playing.
So these guys are in two different bands, or?
Yeah, they're in different bands right now.
Yeah.
And then Johnny from Carcosa is also in Love Is the Law, and he knows he's fire. I don't even have to say anything about that. Dude, he's like the
craft, bro.
He knows what he is.
He's on top of the deathcore scene.
He knows what
when you study your craft and you really study, right? Mm-hmm. You're gonna keep going up unless you just bottom out and you're like, I'm gonna stop here. Fucking A. So as far as local bands, are there any local bands you fucked with or listen to from any genre that you listen to and you're like, maybe share the stage a little bit, or are you open to collaboration? Have you really thought about you know what, kind of like throw some shit out there.
I mean, that's kind of how we got together.
Yeah, it's all collaboration.
Real bad.
Hey, we can hey, we can pause. Give us 1 sec, y'all. We'll be right back.
Like, I've not been on that shit for a while. Like, I used to really be on it, but like recently, I really think I've opened up a wormhole recently.
Yeah.
Like,
the rabbit hole has been
because of like
pursued.
some shit that's happened with me and my buddy. Like,
dude, me too.
Like, I feel like I've opened up a gateway to another dimension recently.
Okay, let's talk about it. That's some interesting shit.
Are we on? Because I wanted to see this shit.
No, we on. I'm recording and we streaming on Twitch right now.
Me and Mike, I made a Smash Bros character and my buddies, like, okay, first of all, it first happened, I took fucking, you know, Quinn, Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
I took Sydney to the fucking realtor function or whatever.
Yeah.
And like we were hanging out afterwards, and like Corey's got Bloodborne at his house. The game,
yeah.
And I'm like, I saw it, and so since I saw it, I was like, we should play Bloodborne. I want to play Bloodborne.
Yeah.
So that comes and goes, which I'll bring it up again in a second. We're playing Smash Bros, and I'm just always fucking naming my characters stupid shit. So I named my character Pilton Talk.
Pilton?
Pilton Talk.
Interesting.
Corey's at work.
Yeah.
And one of his coworkers is talking, and she's talking, and she just fucking says Pilton.
Like, that's weird.
Nobody would ever have said
that's a word I've never heard
Pilton.
before.
And Corey said, he looked at her and he said, and then fucking so then I'm over and I'm like, Corey, let's go fucking play Bloodborne. And his games are in like a case and there's no room for any more games.
Yeah.
And Bloodborne is not there. It's not there at all. And like, I wouldn't have thought of it. Like, it was there and I saw it and I was like, I want to play it. So anyways, then fucking like, we have this ongoing joke. And it's all stupid shit. None of it's like... Yeah. We have this ongoing joke, which is just a parrot. And the parrot is just saying, like, random tech terms like Wi-Fi.
What?
Router. USB. And fucking... We're watching the new Fallout show.
5G.
Yeah, 5G. And there's a fucking line in the Fallout show.
Oh, shit.
Where, like, the guy's entire line and the whole scene is router. Like, no, his whole line, the entire he just says router. And I'm like, why would that be in the fucking show? Yeah. Why would they have a scene where the guy
that'd be making you question some shit. Like, you'd be like, that's too on the money, bro.
And we're watching it together. Like, it's like Corey and I are watching this shit, and like we always joke about router. Why? And we've had like AI make us like a parrot. We've like typed into AI, like, make us a parrot that's saying Wi-Fi, router, USB, tech terms, and he's like a tech whiz parrot. But fucking, and then we're watching Fallout, and just like literally like the whole scene, this guy just says, like, the only line this guy says, router. Like, I was just like, no, and that's not. Like,
that's too on the money.
Yeah.
That's too where you're like, this is fucking my reality up in the best way possible.
Yeah. It's like I feel like we've opened, like, whenever the eclipse happened or like Bloodborne wasn't there, like something is opened up.
Some things be going on.
Yeah.
Dude, there was
it's good. I'm embracing it. It doesn't feel bad.
No, it feels productive in an unspoken way.
Yeah.
I convinced another dude I was God for a few minutes once.
Yeah.
Because we would always talk our shit where it was just like, I had extreme luck for years. It was ridiculous. I'd be like, I'm not fucking missing.
You said you're Irish, right?
Yeah.
Clocks out.
Exactly.
Right
It all makes sense.
Boom shakalaka. You're
a leprechaun.
You're a leprechaun.
But when you're 16 and impressionable and
you're
you're
a
just
tall
way
leprechaun.
Too lucky. Exactly. I'm 3 dwarves in a trench coat, man.
I'm the ant. You're the ants. There's ants in
just
here.
Ants in clothes. But so dude was talking all this shit, and I kept telling him, "Oh yeah, you keep talking your shit. These things are gonna happen, and everything that I said would happen." He's like, "Are you fucking oracle or something?" I was like, "No, man, I'm God." And he's like, "Hey, no, you're not, man. Don't be blasphemous." I was like, "Oh, I am." And he's like, "Okay,
I'm gonna tell you some things right now."
Yeah, we're standing out there at the pool at my buddy's grandma's pool, and it's raining and shit. And he's like, "Okay, if you're God, do something miraculous. Go ahead and stop the rain." I said,
oh no.
I paused for a few seconds, rubbed my hands together. I said, "All right, man. if this is what you want. I snap my fingers and the rain stops on a dime. And he's like, what the fuck? I look at him and I said, is that good enough for you? Snap my fingers again, and it starts coming back down again.
What the fuck?
Like, what the fuck? He just sat down there on the fucking deck for an hour and a half. He did not move or speak or nothing. He was just like, fuck, man.
I'd have to take a vacation there.
Yeah. I walked away from it like, I might be right.
I might just be knowing things. There's pure confidence of knowing.
You just had the confidence of fucking with this kid, and like the kid didn't have like the foresight to see anything other. He was caught up in it.
There's some juju to it, bro. Yeah. I mean, there was have you ever heard of like the Anunnaki and shit? So allegedly, like in the beginning of mankind, before the Bible, there were these Sumerian tablets, the first peoples on the planet that allegedly ever existed. Mm-hmm. It's ancient Iraq, which was called Sumer, right?
Yeah.
The Sumerian tablets. So, hold on, stay in the zone. Hold on, stay in the zone. We've had a couple Guinness. Sumerians. What the fuck were we just talking about?
They were before biblical times.
God
Sumerians,
damn it! The thought.
Tablets in ancient Iran.
Hold on.
Iraq. Sorry.
God damn it! The thought's gone. It's gone. Hold on. Let's backtrack. 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Now there's cat.
How old is this cat?
Oh God, we're done. Kitty is 8.
8?
Yeah, she 8. Maybe.
About the same age.
God damn, there was a deep ass fucking.
Sumerian tablets we were talking
about knowing shit. About knowing some shit we was talking about.
Biblical times.
God damn it. There was one specific thought I had, and it was found it. Okay, hold on, stay there. Okay, so yes, right there. Tweeze the nipples. Okay, here we go. Okay, so me and my trippy ass, I was just like in this moment where I was just thinking like, who is aware of my thoughts? Is this just me, or is there somebody up there, advanced matrix thoughts, whatever, that just knows of my thoughts? So I had this thought, and I was like, okay, say we didn't just evolve from some monkeys naturally. I was just like, if we got something that made us out there, I was just having this subconscious thought, and I was like, show me some shit. Like, it was I didn't say anything out loud, and I was just like, hey, if you're here, what's going on? Where you at? What's going on? You coming back? That rhymed. And I was just like having this moment where I was just like fucking around with reality, just whatever, nothing's gonna happen. And I really fuck with meditation and going through deep levels of consciousness and shit. So I really got in this level where I was really slowing my heart down. I was studying a lot of monks and like monk rituals, Buddhist Om chants and shit. And I was just going to this like the lowest you can go, right? And I was just like trying to get to this presence beyond thought.
I got you.
So I got to that like deep place. I was just like, okay, here is the absence of thought. Let me introduce a new thought. Where you at? What's going on?
So right from the base.
That was like a signal. I was just like, all right, beyond work, 9 to 5.
That bottom level of consciousness.
Yeah, like eat, just sleep, breathing. Shit, fuck, and all that shit. And I was just like, all right,
breathing.
Yeah. Well, I was just like, I have an intention here. I want to know if this is real. Who's aware of my thoughts? So I was just like, whoever made us, can you like give me a sign or something? Where I was just like, what's going on? Where you at? Is this all there is? Is there something else? Right? So I remember, because that was the baseline of this trance or like level of consciousness I was at, and I like made this statement in the back of my head. Whatever, the night went by. And the next day, I was just having a good ass day. I was vibing to some like 1940s old fucking country road shit. And I was watching TV. I was like just dancing around, just full of dopamine, having a good night. And the TV froze on a commercial, which is weird because I got like 150 megabyte per second internet connection. So I'm like, it obstructed my reality because I was like, it's always just flowing. So it was weird. It almost felt like I was compelled to look at what's on the TV because I was just standing up in my bedroom back there. And the TV froze in the middle of a commercial, and it said welcome, right? But it's almost like something like intervened with my reality, and the TV screen started shaking. And I'm like, this is weird. Wi-Fi don't do this.
Yeah.
This ain't the commercial. And the TV started shaking. The screen, not the TV itself, but the screen. And it shook to the point where the L disappeared and it said, we come. Right? And I'm like, okay. This feels vibratory. Like, this feels like on the same level of where I was just like, I just got an answer. And I'm like, maybe I'm full of shit, you know?
Right.
But the second I got that message or download, I was like, okay. And then as soon as I was like, okay, that's weird. Started playing. Went through the commercial. I'm like, okay. Next day, I played this game called Outer Worlds. It's Bethesda. Cool as fuck game. I think it was made by Obsidian, the same guys that made Fallout 3, and I think they made New Vegas as well. And this is that moment where you're like, no, fuck, this is impossible to be coincidence. So I was like underground, jumping from like bunker to bunker, just exploring. And there was on top of this building, there was a wooden sign in this game. And it said, welcome. But the L was slashed out and it said, we come.
No shit.
And this is the day after, right? And I'm just like, something feels like it's fucking with my reality at this point.
Yeah.
Why aren't we ready for that shit when it happens?
I'm ready for that shit. But there's certain people, you know what I mean, that I think you have to be somewhat open-minded. Because I've got a theory that, like, we know reality is words. We have this super specific experience where we've created language. Animals are living a whole different reality than us, where they're just having a vibratory frequency, like, emotional state. We have to have, I got the job, so I feel good. Or I feel good with my girlfriend, so I feel good. So we need reasons. We don't just choose a frequency or a feeling.
We're not happy with. We could,
but we've lost base reality.
Yeah, we can be happy. You can be happy in fucking prison. Like, you can be
straight up. There's people who have having the best time of their lives in prison, which is fucked up to say, but they could be, and they can. And there's people that do it. People that are in prison right now that like their life better than when they're out here. But there's this idea that I watched this like TikTok video of like it said that like. Paraphrasing, God or the universe could be singing love songs at 900 hertz, but not everyone can hear it because they're not plugged into that frequency. It's like a spiritual Wi-Fi almost. Like like what are the odds that Tesla and Einstein were the ones that, and those guys, I've researched the fuck out of those two, where they said like multiple times were like, these aren't my ideas. They came from somewhere. There was like this moment where lightning in a bottle. Something happened and I just reacted.
Einstein's crazy. Bro, he proved time travel and nobody talks about that.
Oh, dude.
With theory of relativity, with fucking special relativity.
Yep.
With like, I forgot what the equation's called, but where like if you go as
We've
fast
proven
as light
time
speed,
travel.
If you go as fast as light speed, objects have done it. Light does it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Interstellar is like that's based on science.
Yeah,
Dude,
time dilation, slowing
time
down.
Dilation, your time moves faster if you have a faster gravitational pull.
Yeah.
Or you're moving at closer to light speed, your time will go faster.
Yeah.
That's proven because gravity does stretch time. Time is a separate dimension.
Yeah.
Like it's
time is considered like fourth
that's
dimension,
driven by science.
And gravity's a separate dimension.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody talks about that shit.
Well, there's a concept that like time itself, they're like between science, like we're like, okay, does time exist? Is it, if the sun was 2 inches further away, what would time be to us? Right.
Yeah.
Bro.
We wouldn't be here if the sun was 2 inches away. Like,
straight
that's crazy.
Up. That's too even like experiencing fucking eclipses. That's fucking like, that's nutty. That's nutty. Yeah. And like, we're getting conspiratorial, but I'm cool for it because I'm like, the question's got to be asked. Because you're like, what are the fucking odds of like the equal distance, the perfect distance between the sun, the moon, and the earth, and it just lines up
to be able to do a total eclipse? Like, it's crazy.
Like, and the fact that we're here, we had a 1 in 400 trillion chance to exist.
That.
Bro,
you were born in fucking Southern Illinois, and fucking
we got the two.
Well, what are the odds that we're right here right now?
It's perfect.
All three of us.
It's
impossible. It's like borderline impossible. And we're here.
These celestial bodies. Why did they line up at this? Like the fact that you were born now, that's rare.
Like most planets have
1 in 400 trillion.
Some have 50 moons and shit. And we have one moon that's exactly the same size and distance away from us to give us that perfect.
You could have been a fucking baby during the fucking Black Plague. And not made it past fucking 4 months.
Bro, fucking like past lives and shit. I'm all about that, which is weird because I grew up Christian Baptist, so I grew up
Christian Baptist and Methodist,
dude.
Both two sides of the family.
The complete opposite of like what we're talking about, because like we're questioning shit and be like, what if? My thoughts are like biblical and like the Bible and shit. I feel like that was like so back then they had a language that was very set. They couldn't describe everything happening.
Right.
We have such a vast language. We could describe things that are falling to the ground, meteorites, right? Back then, they're like, oh, that is God.
I bet.
Yep.
This, that, and the other.
I respect, like, a lot of Christianity.
No, same. I have a theory that one day, like, we will prove certain parts of the Bible as accurate.
I don't respect as much of modern Christianity as I do the past Christianity of them using
the
God.
raw idea of Christianity.
I love Jesus. I really, I'm not Christian, but I do love Jesus.
Yeah.
Like I love what Jesus stood for.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
he never said shit about fucking hating anybody. Like that.
Well, yeah, he wasn't obsessed with the church, and he wasn't a Christian.
If you take Jesus' ideals of
like,
accepting poor and immigrants and people who are worse off, and you take that and use it to be exclusionary and kick people out, and use that to somehow.
Jesus came to the churches. He saw they were collecting money. He kicked over the cans.
Yeah.
Well, and my thoughts are like he always like in the Bible they talk about tithing to the church or the temple, and Jesus said the temple is not made of golden bricks. And
on God, for real.
Jesus was saying you are the temple.
Yeah.
So my thoughts are, the way I perceive that is Jesus was saying whoever that was, whatever his name is, whatever he stood for, was saying, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Give yourself a percentage when you're trying to put it out there.
Right.
Because you are the temple. Like the Christ consciousness, beyond words, beyond religions, beyond beliefs. I think there's a frequency thing here. I think it's, you can come up with all these ideas of what you think reality is, but the raw thing is beyond language, is what's before language. Emotion. What's before emotion? Thought. What's beyond thought? State.
Yep. Existence.
And I feel like a lot
presence.
of like being comfortable with reality and through meditation, I think I found a lot of like, there's a lot of things I'm fine with never knowing, and I'm fine with being able to question and being able to
pale blue dot
fun, having fun.
I'll never be fine with not knowing it, but I've accepted that we won't know
I am fine with not knowing, but I'm fucking hungry for knowing more.
Exactly. Like
even if I don't get like the ultimate conclusion.
It is crazy to think about our place, and there are moments like the eclipse where I just feel that it's that same primal rage I was talking about.
Yeah.
It's a mix of happiness, rage, lust, hunger. It's all of these emotions that humans have felt and died and bled for. My fathers, my grandfathers,
great-grandfathers,
all the way
ancestors for thousands of years.
To the fucking humanity, all the way back to when bipedals started. You feel all that in those moments with the eclipse, because the chances that we are here are even slimmer than that fucking eclipse happening.
That's fucking insane.
And the eclipse happening, like...
And the eclipse crossing over this small town twice in 7
that,
years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then that's what we are. Like, we're that...
We are the eclipse, bro.
Yeah, we're that chance.
You can't even call it one in a billion. It's one of one, because it's only...
Well, even that last eclipse was like 1 in 400 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
people don't realize. They're always like, these will happen all the time. Well, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Boy, shut your mouth.
Like, dude, I was watching Ozzy and Zach Wild with that first eclipse. That shit was awesome. That's a once. Dude, he played Bark at the Moon
right during the eclipse.
Yes,
man, can you imagine like
best.
What? Like that must have been a pinnacle moment for Ozzy Osbourne in southern fucking Illinois.
Dude, it was a pinnacle moment for me. My cousin, who is like the quietest motherfucker you've ever met. He does not talk. He barely comes to family events. We're standing there behind the gate, behind the VIP gate. Everybody else who paid the $400 or whatever to get up front. This dude stands up and yells, "They can't arrest us all!" And everybody in the crowd fucking knocks that gate down, and the police are just like, "Well, he's right."
Well, they win.
And we fucking get up there, dude. I got like 10 feet from the stage, watch Zach Wild fucking shred it, watch Ozzy up there fucking praying to the moon while it was going on. It was fucking awesome, man.
Like, I love that. All of Ozzy's guitarists, all of them have had a different vibe to it.
Yeah, I held on to Zach Wild's cable as he walked through the crowd. We all held it over him so he could get out there, dude, while he soloed.
Yeah, you vibing.
Best fucking
you part of a shared experience, because it's like, how epic was that for those guys?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that
like this wasn't just this was not just a show.
We won't get to do that.
Yeah,
Ozzy and Wild, like that was like, dude, they're doing this in Southern Illinois. And they're like, he's barking at the moon while the sun goes from on to off.
Yeah.
And then back on.
In the middle of the day.
That must have been like a pinnacle. If you get Ozzy alone in a room, be like, what's the top 5 of your life? I swear to God, he'd be like, when I barked at the moon, bro.
And we got to be there. I was fucking 20 feet away from the dude.
That's crazy.
And it changes all the, like, the wildlife. Fucking Sydney got fucking hooked up with NASA, recording fucking the wildlife for NASA.
Shit, dude.
It's crazy.
That's
I love my homies.
shit.
Like all my homies, like, I try to keep good fucking company. Like, people who are doing... Who get it? Who get that primal feeling? Like, I know, like, those motherfuckers I've been talking about, if they were in here, they'd be talking about that feeling you get when it all lines up.
Yeah, it's like an unbiased of what you think reality and life experience behavioralisms are, and you're like, I'm just here.
And that's
if you
what
can't recognize the animal that you are.
Yeah,
I can't fuck with you.
That's what I do with music. Like, with the music, it's the shit I can't say. Like, it's just shit I can't say with words right now, but I can
the instrumentals give you a place.
The right one feels it.
Yeah, you can feel it.
And now you got a community.
Yeah, exactly. The people that like you put emotion to my thoughts, and you put sound and visuals and an experience to my thoughts, and I feel like music. Some of the best bands are the ones that make it an immersive experience, not just with audio, but with the visuals and with who you are as a person, and it all has to be so authentic. And
it's gotta be real.
Fit the music. And that's why I went through fucking 3 mixing artists, 3 fucking visual artists to get the artwork, to get the song.
We're spending time, man. A lot of people today have very short attention spans that like they stop a project after like a minute and a half.
And I get it, but I honestly I've lost respect for like I don't want to sound like a boomer, but I've lost respect for people who don't want to put in the work for doing shit. Because if you want something, nothing worth having is easy. It's never gonna be fucking easy.
Time and effort, man.
Yeah. And my grandma have been saying that shit to me for years, and I never got it until I started doing Kill Your Abuser, taking it seriously.
Doing work, man.
Because
perfecting a craft.
If you care about some shit, which I did that with my relationships, with my loved ones, no matter who they are, I put in, like, I will give and give and give, and same thing with music.
Yeah.
And same thing I'm doing with fucking real estate. Like, I put in all of me, and if people aren't wanting to do that, they want easy. People who want to say, I want for the clout, I want to be in a band, that's cool.
A lot of people are kind of shallow, and they don't have the same levels of layers of where you're going.
It's not, if you want to make it in music, you really have to have your heart in it, or you just got to be really lucky. You can get really lucky.
That does happen, yeah, for sure.
It does.
But it's like, and I respect people who take it seriously, like fucking David Draymond from fucking Disturbed. Like, that dude he's one of the metal vocalists that he doesn't really do screams, but he takes it so seriously, and he's a good guy.
Oh, dude, his concerts seem to be so authentic. Like,
dude,
with him, like he's interacting with a little kid in his audience.
He loves having kids at his concerts and making sure they feel safe there, and they know, like, no matter what your grandparents or your teachers or whoever you have that support or don't support it, there's going to be people that are going to tell you this is devil worship, and it's not.
Yeah, he's there to bridge the wall.
Yeah,
and he'll start the whole he'll stop the whole fucking show.
Yeah,
to like make somebody.
We're all here sharing this experience
Everybody
because we want to
that.
be here. This is all love.
Yeah.
Everybody's here because they want to be.
Man, that's music.
Love
That's the
here.
right music, dude.
Yep, we're getting that. Like you said, a lot of metal musicians are some of the nicest people because they just get it all out. Like there's no toxic energy left in them after they.
It's their vocal journal,
like
bro. Like they don't have to talk about it anymore because they're like it's out.
Yeah.
Yep,
exactly.
It's gone. When you're that big and you know that, or at any size, and you know that people are listening to it and can hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Even if you're just putting it out there, if you just see that people are listening to it, you know that you're being heard.
Yeah.
And that's what matters. That's why people have relationships at all. That's why being lonely can kill you.
Yeah, 100%.
Fucking having relationships and just knowing that you're heard, even if it doesn't matter and you don't get a response back.
Yeah.
Putting it out there is what'll do it for you.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, because it takes courage to actually not only just perfect your craft, but to bother throwing it out there in the first place. Because you're not going to get the same... You're not always going to get exactly what you're putting out there. People are going to like misinterpret what you're doing. They're going to look too deep into your lyrics.
Or not deep enough.
Or the sound. Yeah, or they're going to be like, you know what, this is deep. And you're like, dude, I wrote that for my soul. And they'll be like, nah, you could have gone deeper. And you're like...
No, I couldn't,
This man, you don't understand. Like, this is a thing. But that's authenticity because you're really throwing out there the lyrics and the sound. And you're spending so much time. Literally, like, this is not... Movies don't even do this anymore. Like, it's a copy of a copy of a copy, and that's why everything kind of seems like a copy paste, where movies aren't as.
And that's what the instruments are for: is the words that don't exist.
Yep.
Yeah, straight up.
When words don't exist, you have the instruments.
I've heard riffs that are more evil than any word I can ever be spoken.
Straight up.
And it's like, I mean,
that fucking guitar is cursing at me right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's
I'm
just
offended
evil.
by that riff right there. Like, I'm fucking, and I love it.
And I feel I also with Kill Your Abuser, like, you can see the surface value of there's a lot of plans with what the name itself means, you can see the surface value of everything.
Yeah.
And where the project is headed, or you can take it a step further. And I don't want to get too far into kind of what the name actually means, because I can tell you one thing though, it's misinterpreted.
Yeah.
It's everyone who has ever told me anything about the name has absolutely misinterpreted it. And I've talked to my buddy Steven from Falling Bridges, which is a really fucking fire. He's got a metalcore. You know Gary, Indiana?
No.
It's like
it's a ghost town.
It is the one place, and I know one place.
Dead town.
It's like it's just an abandoned town.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like a city. I mean, it's just abandoned. It's just left.
Yeah.
It's one of the most dangerous places in the U.S.
What?
It's just.
Do people still live there?
It's literally like Fallout. I mean, yeah, he's around that area, and he's writing extremely powerful music, and he inspires me. Like, dude's become like a brother to me.
Yeah.
It's just fucking inspiring shit, and he's got a really fucking good plan for his music. He produces it all. He's just dude's a fucking genius.
He's got concept and direction.
Yeah.
It's not just some lofty thing he's throwing out there.
And fuck, what was I trying to say? I can't remember. But man, what was I fucking on
It's
about?
okay. He had his moment. You can have yours. I'll have mine.
Yeah, you can snap it back. Just give it a minute.
Fuck was I
Retrace.
On about? Fuck was I on about?
Ghost Town.
Before I brought up Steven. And
Hold on. Concept.
Kill Your Abuser's name.
The origins of Kill Your Abuser.
I was talking to him about it, about the meaning of it, and he was like, this is dangerous. He was like,
You're gonna get a lawsuit.
He was like, if you got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
Because your fan base as it is, based on how the name is, based on what they think it is, they could be offended.
They can interpret that in a certain way, yeah.
If they find out what it really means.
Yeah.
It's different than like what at face value, it's Kill Your Abuser.
Yeah, so it's very raw and you can interpret that
you're killing somebody. You know, you're taking
someone
somebody.
That's fucking your shit
You're
up.
throwing a stone.
Yeah.
Basically, you're casting the first stone. But it's different than that. And I'm really fucking excited to get that shit out there. And I don't know that I'll ever say it like out loud what the true meaning is.
Oh, we go tease it until you're like 90 and then you're like, all right, now I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
We can do that. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I was in the band for a year and a half before he let me in on that. And
yeah.
It hit me, dude. Like, it makes all the sense it could make.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll have to do like 20 streams until you're like, all right, this is the time.
Well, I'm down to do more because, like,
straight up.
Fucking this shit is, like I said, I've got a lot of fucking plans and I want to fucking play some shit and play some shows and get more than fucking this one song out. Like I said, this song that's out right now.
You put a lot into it.
But it's every single other thing that's coming out is beyond what this song ever does.
Like, this is the first stepping stone.
Like, this song was written 3 years ago.
We haven't begun to collaborate together as a whole band yet. This is all.
That's true.
This is just expressing the single, the one thing that's got all this momentum
behind it. And also, like,
it.
fucking, like, they've got a fucking band that I'm going to be doing vocals for.
Yeah. We've got a decade's worth of music just packed away waiting to play that we've been refining for 10 years.
And, like, all kinds of other fucking... My homies, Retry is the sole reason that Kill Your Abuser's taken off so much because he's shown me all the back end stuff, all the fucking. He's introduced me to mixing artists who's mixing my shit. He's introduced me to like here's what you need to be doing. Here's who you need to follow on TikTok. Watch what they're fucking doing. Copy it.
Yeah.
He's the one who's like
plugging you.
Why didn't you do this whenever you release the single? He's the one who's like, no shit, do this better. And I'm like,
okay. Thank you. Yeah. Also props to you and Roses for actually being able to do constructive criticism because that's how you evolve.
Like, I will never be that motherfucker who's like gonna sit here and complain about some shit.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to do better, I'll do fucking better.
Yeah.
Like, and we like I've no shame to anyone who doesn't. Like, we fuck with people who want to fucking complain.
Yeah.
Don't want to put in the work.
Yeah.
Who want to fucking I want to throw some money at this guy. Let him do it for me. I want to throw some ads. Let's do some ads.
Pay it out. Yeah.
We've had 10, 15 people in and out of our bands that just show up and want to just sit around and smoke weed and fiddle on the guitar. I'm like, dude, that's not what this is
so about. So it's like a project to them, not a lifestyle.
Not
even
like a project, man. Half of them didn't even play the instrument that they said they could. They would show up and fucking have
it's rare.
guitar.
And you have people who are fucking geniuses at the instrument, and then it's like, when it comes to other shit, they can't do it. It's like, you can't get them
out the box.
You've got to get at least, and what I also respect about these guys is like they trust me.
Yeah.
Like they know.
Dude, we were idealists. We were just playing in Isaiah's garage, just hoping maybe a scout will drive by through this suburb and just hear that shit and be like, hey, you guys need a record label and pay for it. We were just idealists. We had no idea about how to do any of the business stuff, any of the back end stuff. We had no networking abilities. We didn't talk to anybody in the world. The biggest show we ever did was two girls walking down our street, saw us playing in our garage and was like, hell yeah, brought us some cookies. Yeah. Fucking that was the biggest thing we ever did.
The shit, like, that's the defining moment, really.
Yeah, and then we met Jackson. He was like, hey, here's how you run all your social medias. Here's how you talk to people. Here's people who mix. I'm in contact with people all around the country who know people.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh shit, we didn't realize how big, we didn't know how much we were lacking. We just played the music and stayed in the house. He's actually shown a path for us to do something with it.
Well, yeah, you could become a beacon, man. Like if one person really, really fine tunes their craft, like you can really be a powerhouse for other people, and especially if you know what you're looking for, and you can get people that are on board for that. Like the sky's the limit because you can convince them of your goal, your dream, what you're doing, and by your work and your kind of hyper vigilance in doing that, they're convinced because they're seeing you do the work. And like a single song, 3 years, nobody does that. Like nobody puts that much momentum into a song. That means it's important. That means it means something. There's some depth to it, and you're like, I want it right. Nobody does that. The people don't even make movies for 3 years anymore. You know what I mean?
They pump them out in a year, yeah. Like
so that means
I wasn't gonna do it, but fucking Cole from Retry, he was like he literally called me one day, and I was like, you get a call from Retry, you don't hang that, like you answer.
Yeah.
And fucking, cause this dude he's got 100,000 streams on his fucking song with Taylor Barber.
Yeah.
I've talked to him.
I can show it to you, but fucking Cole calls me, and I'm like, I pick it up, and he literally just says straight up, no bullshit. You've got drive, you're talented, you've got good music, but like, here's what you need to do better. And I could be like, who the fuck are you? Or it's fine, I got it. But I was like, no, give it to me. I was like, fucking break me.
Yeah.
Like, tell me what I need to fucking hear. And I wrote all of it down, and I've done every single thing he's told me to do, word for word.
Yeah.
And that's why fucking the song's been out for 2 weeks and got 25,000 streams.
Yeah.
That's why I fucking, like, that shit don't happen in Carbondale.
Because when you can recognize that somebody's not breaking down your art, they're breaking down everything you're doing after the art.
Yeah, and I've listened to this shit. We played this shit earlier, and I listened to it on my own time, too, last night and the night before. And I was like, dude, this is not just, like, this is not just some dude just recording some shit. This is time. This has sound. This has a certain level of like depth and professionalism as well.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? So like, if that's one song, imagine when you got a full album.
Yeah.
What the fuck you're gonna bring to the table? Like you're gonna break down doors and barriers, and you're gonna meet people because they're gonna hear this and be like, oh, you just doing this shit in your kitchen or fucking at home with Logic, and you're taking this much time on a single song or two or three or a whole fucking album. And we're doing this shit in a week and a half with a big budget. You're going to get your flowers, and people are going to be like, we got to play with these guys. Mm-hmm. You know, like you just stay that path, you know.
Yeah, just like you said with the professionalism. Like, I know this dude personally. I get Snapchats, 10 of them a day of him just singing raw into the phone.
Yeah.
And then you hear it on the recording with these two other professional vocalists that you hear on their albums. You just listen to them and like, that's professional music. You hear it all together, and you just hear 3 professional vocalists.
Yeah.
Like
craft.
Yeah, exactly. Like
it's hard.
It catches me to remember sometimes. Like I know this dude as a person.
I know you in real life.
Like right.
I'm not just witnessing this on TikTok. Like this is, that's fucking flowers, bro.
It's crazy. It really is like, and I'm extremely humble to hear that from people. But it's like, of course I don't see it that way.
Of course, artists we are the most tortured souls because we have to look at our craft and always meticulously change things.
Like I fucking Cole from Retry and fucking like Steven from Falling Bridges. It's like I think those guys are infinitely better at what they're fucking doing. But at the same time, it's just different. And like I know that with mine, like Cole's got that kind of raw human, that higher place where he sits with his vocals. Of just kind of like aggressive.
Yeah.
And Steven's got his fucking rounded, like industrial metalcore sound. With mine, I want to have that deep wolf bear
primal. Yeah,
I want to
from the
like
the depths.
I live in a room with no windows.
Yeah,
I lock myself in a dark room. Like, to write a lot of my songs, I smack on that pin till I'm anxious.
Yeah,
I read horror.
Yeah.
I get myself to where I'm about to piss my pants because I'm so scared.
Yeah, in the moment.
I light the fucking candles.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and I'm just like, all right, like, what's coming out? That's how I started this journey of like, how am I going to get out like this? And now just there's a lot of times where just naturally I'll just get like a thought and I'm like, let's do it. And whenever I record guitar, it's like I'll just fucking sit there, just chill, and just like I'll record 15 songs, keep one of them.
Yeah.
And out of that one that I keep, cut it down to like keeping one riff out of it.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I'll do that whole process again. And like over the course of like a year,
you get most of a song.
I'll get like a song, but it will have been like nitpicked to hell.
Yeah.
Until it's like to a point where and then I'll send it to somebody else, be like, hey, what do you think this needs? And I'll send it to somebody else, like, hey, what do you think this needs? And like just keep doing that until it's as fucking good as I can get it, because I want it workshopped. Like,
Bro, you're not digging for sapphires, you're digging for diamonds. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the craft you're doing.
Yeah, and I don't care if it hurts. Like, I've had people tell me shit, and I'm like, it doesn't hurt because I'm never offended if someone says something about my art. I'm offended that I didn't see it before I got this far. You know what I mean? I'm like, it doesn't hurt that you said that. It hurts that I didn't see that yet.
I'm registering now.
Yeah. Like, let's go ahead and no, you're right. Let's go ahead and get that like taken care of. I really respect people like Cole because he had no reason to fuck with me. Yeah. Like, dude's fucking making it, like 100,000 streams. He's got fucking songs with big artists coming out. He's fucking sold out his fucking merch in a week. He's just doing it. Like, fucking Orion Reactions gave him the fucking gold star. Like, he hangs out with those motherfuckers. That Neon Tide guy, that boy what? Fucking plugging him and shit. Like Retry's like blown up. And he just calls me and is like, fucks with me and like fucking is friends with me. And I'm like, bro, like, I got a little bit of a crush on you, bro.
That's flowers, bro.
Yeah, man. You're out here like
shattering your reality. Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this for me? And it's just, that's what I love about deathcore.
Well, that's like, a fucking recognition too, though. Like, you have to understand as an artist, like, whenever you look up to somebody, and they reach to your plane of where you think you're at, and they reach down and like, hey, this is something. Fuck with that craft. Change some things. Yeah. Because they might have just a bit of an edge than you got, and then you have the open mind to actually make some changes. You're like, that's flowers, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's somebody that's looking to inspire and to help, not punch down. This is like a reach down. You like pull them. They're pulling you to their level. Exactly. Really.
Like all the influences we were talking about earlier, like things that influenced you as a child with the music and the, like different bands and everything. You can take new influences today from people who are still on their come up, and it's just gonna accelerate. That's where you get.
That's that scene. It's like deathcore is like we're a big family.
Yeah.
We want all of us to come up. Like, deathcore wants to, let's dominate the fucking scene, bro. Let's get deathcore on the fucking Grammys and shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's the goal. Like, we're all trying to get up here.
What is, it's slowly getting popularized. I mean, I even
Lorna Shore.
Lorna Shore did it, dude.
You said who?
Lorna Shore.
Lorna?
Lorna.
Lorna Shore. I haven't heard of them. Okay. I'm going to have to check them out.
Definitely, dude.
They're at this point, they're bigger than Suicide Silence. They're bigger than fucking. They're the biggest deathcore band ever. Like,
really?
Yeah, and it's just because fucking they did some revolutionary shit.
Yeah.
They made a fucking deathcore, a 20-minute long deathcore ballad, which was emotional.
Bohemian Rhapsody via deathcore.
Bohemian Rhapsody via deathcore is what they did.
Yeah. That's fucking gangsta.
I like them. They're fucking dope. I really respect them. I saw them and fucking I
remember that.
A sold out deathcore show in Nashville, Tennessee.
Killer.
Like fucking an Angel Maker, they got 2 vocalists. Johnny's an Angel Maker too. He does guitar. They got 2 fucking vocalists. They got the deathcore kind of guy with the gauges and he's got the long hair. They got Johnny Greenwood and he does the fucking you know, he just kind of stands there, kind of hard ass metal guy. And then they got Casey, shirtless, bare feet, big fucking hair. He's just running around on fucking stage, jumping out of shit like
the fucking lightning in a bottle. Yeah.
Like he's just like you see Angel Maker, and it's like he like at one point some guy's recording him on the phone. And he just takes the phone and starts fucking recording himself and throws it back to the guy. Like you never forget that.
Yeah, he's present.
You never forget it. Like I love Casey.
Yeah,
he's dope.
Fuck yeah. Well, what do you guys think about doing like a round 2? Like here sometime soon. We're gonna do another stream. I don't want to take up.
We gotta get Isaiah.
Yeah, we gotta get Isaiah in here.
That's the drummer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I do gotta piss again.
Me too.
Yeah. So I'll say, well, the podcast we'll end it here. You guys don't have to take off. Take your time or whatever.
For sure.
And we'll just do another fucking stream, fucking whenever you.
Bet.
We can line it up.
We'll
appreciate you guys.
Maybe
thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
and check these gentlemen out, man. Kill Your Abuser. You're on Spotify.
Everywhere.
Everything.
Everywhere.
Yep.
Joe Rogan. They everywhere.
We even got like probably SoundCloud.
Probably. I don't know.
I'll have to make sure it's up on SoundCloud. It's on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube, Apple Music. What else? Pandora. Everything.
Okay, so I'll get their links and I'll put in the caption of wherever I'm streaming this, so you guys can link up with these guys and check them out if you're into some heavy ass brutal shit.
Come metal.
Okay, come metal. Yeah.
Deathcore.
Come with the metal.
Death come.
And we go do a Death Come Part 2. And we're going.